You are now listening to AB on the Unpopular Opinion Podcast.
What's up, everybody? This is your boy AB, and you are now listening to the Unpopular Opinion Sports Podcast. I got my boy Pat with me. We got a special show in store for y'all today. We're going to talk about two things. We're going to talk about the playoffs are finally here. Thank you, God. Man, I'm like so happy for this playoffs, bro. Like, I can't wait for it. And also, these first round matchups, I want to tell everybody that aren't like super duper basketball fans. First round matchups are always the best basketball. It's always the best basketball, in my opinion, because that's when you have the most intensity. Everybody's trying to get to the next round, trying to get to the to the finals. So upsets, you know what I mean? So I would really encourage the standard NBA fan all the way to the most fanest fan, if that's even a word, to watch this first round. We're going to talk about the Pacers and the Heat. And then we're going to talk about the Lakers and the Portland Trailblazers in the first round and who we think we're going to win, who we expect to play great, all of those things. Let's go ahead and get into it. Pat, what's up?
What's good?
All right, that was a long intro, but let me go ahead and let's start it off. So let's start off with Lakers and Portland.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think will play well, and who do you think will pull that out and advance to the next round?
As far as playing well, I feel like Caruso will come to play. I feel like he's going to be a big differentiating factor in that series. Because, the Lakers play better with Caruso on the floor. It's proven.
Mm-hmm.
The numbers don't lie.
Mm-hmm.
And Caruso plays great defense. So he's going to be out there guarding guys like Dame, CJ, Gary Trent Jr., who are their big scorers, who are their big shooters. Yeah. They're still going to be able to get nice shots off, score a few points.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is, are you going to be able to come down on the other side on defense and stop the Lakers?
That's true.
Because the Portland Trailblazers have been great offensively, but they're allowing teams to score just as much as them. That's why most of their games come down to a last shot or an overtime victory. Mm-hmm. Against the Lakers, I don't feel like that's going to happen because the Lakers have a top 3 defense.
They do as terms of defensive rating for the year. But my thing is, the Lakers have lost so many key defenders. Avery Bradley, Rajon Rondo, KCP, I feel like his defense has slipped. Danny's defense has slipped as the year has progressed. And that's my concern. Like you said, their main key focus in Portland is Dame and CJ. We all know this. But I'm going to be honest, man. Nurkic and Hassan Whiteside, that combo inside kind of concerns me a little bit too. Because these aren't just your lob it up big men that can just pick and roll. These are guys that can score on the block as well. You can just get in a rock and they can score on the block for you. I think Melo is going to have some good games. I don't think he's going to outplay LeBron or anything like that. But I think he's going to have 2 or 3 games where he drops 20, 25. Like, I would not be surprised because Melo knows LeBron very well. LeBron knows him very well. And, early on, especially in those New York days when LeBron and Melo would go at it, or even Denver, Melo would get the better of him on some nights. He would have games where he really go off and have 30-plus games. So we're going to look at that matchup for sure. And I just think it's going to be a good series, man. I think it's going to be a solid series. I got the Lakers in 6. Actually, I got the Lakers in 7. I think they're going to pull out 3 games. I got 3 games for Portland. They're going to take them to 7.
I'm here for the ride. I'm going to call your bull jive. I got the Lakers in 5.
Lakers in 5? You only got them winning 1 game?
I feel like Portland will come out and play amazing and, one of those
1 game?
first couple games. It's a neutral site. They don't have those fans. They not going to be able to pull off.
Now that I didn't think about. That is true because when they play in Portland, they play a lot better. And like you said about the Lakers' defensive rating, them being 3rd, I just think that they're not as good defensively. We've seen it in the bubble. And I think that layoff for LeBron hurt him more than it helped.
My thing with the whole bubble situation is a lot of teams' records and a lot of teams' stats were not factual because of the fact of they're still trying to get some of these guys arrested for the playoffs, even though they're just having an 8-game play before the playoffs. You still want your guys arrested. Mm-hmm. So a lot of guys are taking plays off. You can kind of see that in the Lakers' defense. I mean, they're going to have to knock down more shots than they were knocking down. But LeBron was also deferring to these new guys like JR and Dion, trying to get them the feel of the team, trying to get them the feel of the game. You know what I'm saying? When you got guys like that, like Portland has been together pretty much aside from Nurkic all year. It's easier to incorporate a big man than it is a guard.
That's true.
So he's trying to get everybody the feel of the game, the feel of the playoffs, and that's what he does. He gets everybody involved, and that's why I feel like they'll come off better. Because Portland just doesn't have the defensive power.
Well, we're going to go into the next topic after this, but JR is erratic, Dion is erratic, and I'm a Lakers fan, so I'm not trying to, say that we're going to lose. I want us, but AD concerns me too, bro, because I don't think he's all the way healthy right now.
He's not. But that's why he was also playing kind of lackadaisical throughout.
And to bang with those big bodies like Whiteside and Nurkic.
He's not going to have to because they don't play Whiteside and Nurkic at the same time. JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard, they're there to play defense, defend the rim. That's what they've been doing all year.
They gonna
like
throw different bodies.
They get lobs. Yes, they get lobs. Yes, they block shots. But they're there essentially to defend the big man. You have 2 7-foot shot blockers. It's not going to just be the Whiteside and Nurkic show.
Okay, we gonna see, man. I got the Lakers going to 7. You got them at 5. All right, so let's go ahead with the next matchup. We gonna talk about the Pacers and the Heat. I'm really, really, really excited for this matchup. Everybody knows the T.J. Warren and Jimmy Butler beef that they had early on in the year, and then they just keep matching up with each other for some reason. Jimmy Butler don't think that T.J.'s on his level at all. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think Jimmy is obviously the better player. But TJ ain't nothing to poo-poo at. That boy can ball. So who you got winning that matchup?
It's going to be a hard call because it all depends on TJ. TJ was diagnosed with plantar fasciitis with 2 games left in the bubble. Plantar fasciitis is no joke.
Nah.
I have a close friend of mine that played high-level basketball. He was diagnosed with plantar fasciitis. He missed months.
Yeah.
So, this isn't a light thing that you're going to come out and then playing a guy like Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler's got a lot of energy. He's a great defensive player. So, you're going to have to come with your A game. That's what scares me because T.J. Warren is their focal point. He's not, but he is because all throughout the season, him and Malcolm Brogdon are the reason that they're in the position there is right now with Oladipo being hurt. Yep. Nate McMillan's a great coach, but that pickup of T.J. Warren just shows that, it's kind of showing that coachability because T.J. wasn't doing this in Phoenix.
Right.
And he comes out here and he's a whole different animal, which he's shown he has the power to do, but they brought it out of him.
Yeah, and I always show love to Nate McMillan. I love Nate McMillan as a coach. Like you said, he definitely gets credit for that. And I'm interested in seeing what my boy Victor Oladipo gonna do. Everybody knows I'm a big Victor Oladipo fan. I got the jersey in the back. It's not with me today, but in the studio, in our other studio. I'm really interested to see what he's going to do. I think that I'm going to give him some slack because I think he's doing that Paul George thing. Remember when he broke his leg and then he came back the last few games of the season, but then that very next season he, was looking more like himself. I think that's what they're doing with Victor Oladipo, trying to just get him kind of back into the rhythm of, being in basketball, but maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong, and they gonna really turn him up in the playoffs. I'm hoping that the latter is true because I want to see Victor Oladipo take that mantle as the number 1 option on offense again. You know what I'm saying? TJ has had to do that since he's been gone, but I really like the Victor Oladipo Sabonis 1-2 combo. A lot of people are saying that Victor Oladipo could end up with the Miami Heat next year or something like that. So that's gonna be interesting to look out. That's interesting to look out for too. I think I'm going to go ahead and let me ask you this one before we go. What role players do you think will play well in this Miami Heat and Pacers matchup? What role players that people don't know much about? Who do you think is going to pick it up for them in the playoffs?
I think Kendrick Nunn's going to come and play a huge role for the Miami Heat. He played a huge role during the season. He was a 3-time Rookie of the Month winner leading into January. Okay. But after January, he kind of fizzled out. It's like people figured out his game. He wasn't playing as well. But when the playoff comes, everybody knows it's more focused on your star players. We're going to put pressure on your star players and force everybody else to be great.
Right.
And I feel like that's where Kendrick Nunn's going to step in and have a great playoff series. I don't know if they'll win it. I don't know if they'll make it into another series, but I feel like they have the upper hand, and I feel like they will win, and Kendrick Nunn will be a big reason why.
Got you. I'm also look out for Tyler Hero. I think Tyler Hero also will have some big games. But on the Pacers side, I'm going to say It's interesting. I don't know. I think
McDermott.
Dougie might do some things. I don't know, man. Dougie's kind of inconsistent for me. I want to see Miles Turner have a big series. I want to see him really show up and, you know, not dominate his matchup, but play well against Bam on the defensive side and the offensive side. I don't know now, because Miles Turner, he led the league in blocks last year. So it's not like he can't defend. You know what I mean? He can defend very well and hold down the paint. But we're going to see that matchup. I'm interested to see that Bam and Miles Turner matchup.
And because they're both skilled big men, because Miles Turner's kind of undersized. So I do like that matchup. Even though Bam's bigger, he's a little more athletic than Bam.
Yeah.
So that'll be
Bam
a nice little
is like
1-2.
6'9", right? And I think Turner is like 6'10".
No, Bam's a little taller.
Oh, okay.
I think Bam's closer to the 6'10".
Okay. But I'm really interested to see that matchup. I got Heat in 6. What you got?
I think it's going 7. And I'll take Heat in 7.
Okay, Heat in 7. Word. Okay. All right, we're going to roll with that then. All right, so...
you want to put a case of dew on it?
Case of dew?
You know,
hey, we gonna start betting.
We're
gonna start betting. We're gonna start betting soon. We're gonna start making some bets live on camera, and then we got to do something crazy on camera just to show people that we really bought this. So we're gonna go ahead and end it, man. I appreciate everybody for tuning in to us. We have fun on the show, as y'all can see. We in Bull City Studios right now in Durham, North Carolina. We just trying to keep getting it, man. Giving y'all what y'all want and what y'all need. I want to thank just everybody for, you know, everybody tuning in, everybody sharing and supporting. We can't thank y'all enough for our supporters and fan base. If you want to support us more, you can do that by following us on Instagram at Unpopular Opinion. That's 1 for the L, Unpopular Opinion. And then as far as financial donations, if you want to give in that way, you can do that with the links below. We got Cash App and Patreon.com. You can be a Patreon supporter. You can even give like $2 a month, something like that. Patreon is a really good app for small business owners and people trying to come up like us. So once again, we want to thank everybody, and we hope that you are ready to tune in for the next episode, because we ready to give it to y'all, and we up out of here, man.